What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. We got the full crew back in the mix.
Why is Mike sitting over there?
Because I gotta control you.
Wow.
You
Mike,
get too crazy next to your buddy.
Over here, it seems like we're changing every.
Mike, you belong over here, Mike. You're my partner over here in crime.
This is like fifth grade.
Yeah?
In fifth grade when they separate the best friends.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
right.
exactly.
I've been punished.
Your next partner is going to be Pete.
Oh, no!
Hey, you know what I noticed? There's times where Pete would say something, and then Mike is on the side to try to get him revved up, and then he gets too crazy and starts talking about Milan.
They're instigators.
Instigators, yeah.
Oh, please don't talk about that. Let's go for the lineup. What's your lineup over here?
I want to know.
High tech.
I want to know.
Yeah.
Is Serie A the most competitive league in the world right now? There's 2 points that separate first place to sixth place. And if I give you the list of the other leagues, first to sixth, Premier League, 9-point difference. La Liga, 13-point difference. Bundesliga, 10-point difference. And Liga, nobody cares, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh.
Well, on those leagues that you mentioned, we already know who's going to win.
Except Premier League.
We all know Napoli's winning, right, Gaetano? So same thing.
We already know in November who's going to win.
But
But not only Serie A, a very competitive league, it's the most exciting league.
Yeah.
That's right.
Maybe not for all of us.
It's like he's gonna.
Okay, finally.
Finally, you're right. Okay, I gotta give it to you. You're right.
Yeah,
Absolutely right.
okay.
It's great when you watch Cagliari tie Milan.
Oh,
3-3. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Hey, relax.
You know what?
Cagliari's better than Real Madrid, all right?
That's
Relax.
right. That's right.
No, it's so much better watching Chala no goal, no glue. Chala no goal. You coming at me? I'm coming at you. I just made it up, by the way.
I can tell.
You're a genius.
I am a genius. Thank you.
Wow, that was a good
Un
play on
genio.
words.
Chala no
Goal.
glue. Chala no.
All right, we're gonna have to blur
Put
it.
the hat on in front of that.
Oh, yeah, put it with
Chala
the hat.
Vangula.
What the hell?
By the way, hey, I'm sporting a new hat over
Well,
here.
you gotta put it
from,
on, no?
What?
Don't you have to wear it?
Yeah, wait, put it on. Let me
Just
see
a
how
little
it
bit
looks.
to model it.
There we go.
Just because you
Look how
asked.
hard- look
I
how
like you
difficult
just
it is.
because you asked.
He finally has his
Isn't it
first pair of
interesting?
pants that has no rips
Hold
on
on,
it.
I'm going to send this to Rosario. Go
I
ahead.
like this one here because to Rosario because c'è il colore del Napoli.
The good thing with Anto,
Yeah, sure.
Anto,
Rosa,
you can put it in the wrong way. The good thing is reversible.
Rosa,
So-
I like this, but for you, I'm putting this one here.
Okay,
so
go ahead. Put it on.
this way, right?
Yeah.
Wow, look at you.
And by the way, this hat here is one of my favorite hats, not because they marketing, it's because you
reversible.
buy one, get one free. Look at this.
Without even knowing.
You reverse
Without
it,
even knowing.
You reverse it.
Wow.
You have another hat.
Where's the flag? The flag. I want to see the flag.
The flag?
It's
What
on
is
the
the flag? Oh,
side.
this way.
There we go.
Ah,
Oh, boy.
There you go.
like that?
So
Are
you
you
get.
taking a picture?
Yeah, we're going to lose
Yeah.
sales.
So you're going to get two Antonios when I get.
That's
God
right,
forbid.
That's right.
Oh my God.
You're gonna clone me. You know, somebody's. Hey, by the way, if you guys didn't watch this,
You need the mic.
movie,
You need the mic.
If you guys haven't watched this movie, it's called The Island. It's about cloning
You've
people.
mentioned this for the
You
last 5
mentioned
years.
it.
How about
I recommend
The
that you
broken
guys
arm
Broken
is
watch
better,
cast.
I think.
The broken arm. Have
Oh,
you
broken.
seen? Hey, have you seen the latest episode of The Broken Arm? Great cast. That's right.
Hats are going on sale November 15th for everybody out there, and the jerseys. They don't want to do the promo this early, but they're
Anto,
going
you buy
to.
one, you get one free, right?
That's right.
I like
That's
that.
right.
And also, big update too. Again, very early on in the podcast for us to do a plug, but whatever, it happened naturally. We heard everybody abroad that the shipping prices were really big, so we partnered with a fulfillment center overseas. And for this drop, it's going to be free worldwide shipping. Wherever you are, it's going to be free. Because people in Europe and people in Asia that were getting it, it was costing too much money.
Wow, that's a great
Yeah,
deal.
That's nice.
So
And
November
a lot
15th.
of people in our Canadian friends, a lot of people,
That too.
we've been getting so many messages about it, so we've been working hard.
Going to
the
test it
past
out and see
year
if it works
to
out.
help with the shipping.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
great
that's
deal.
right. Yo, our fans, they deserve nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Best service.
Okay, so back to the question. Is Serie A the most competitive league? You say so.
For sure.
What do you make
right
of it?
now, I mean, it's not even opinion. Based on based on the points and stuff, it's crazy. You don't know what's gonna happen each game. You think Napoli's running away with it? And now they slowed down. Now they're only a point in first. So, yeah, compared to the other, for sure. And I definitely think it's the most exciting overall.
What do you make, Pete? You're usually very level-headed. You keep us balanced. Are we
Usually.
getting too ahead of ourselves?
I don't think so. I think because, one, we have some teams that are not as clinical as they used to be. Inter, I think. Juventus, with the hot start, also started to slow down a bit. And then you have, Fiorentina, which is on a remarkable run. Lazio, that is seems like they're able to get every goal, something fall their way. Even in the Europa League, where they're leading the table there as well. So it brings us back to the heyday of Italian soccer with the 7 sisters, right? Or stepsisters, where at a time in the 90s, early 2000s, you didn't know who was bound to win. So it's a beautiful thing. And hopefully, this can also promote more teams to start spending more money to challenge for a Scudetto rather than, come January, not put in the extra dollars to try to maintain that position. Listen, there's 5 spots for the Champions League. Potentially. We still have to do what we do.
We have a 55%
in Europe.
chance of getting it
Yeah,
at this point.
But, that's important. With 5 teams getting Champions League money, that brings in new players, new investments. You see Atalanta, who, from the beginning of the year, we were all like, questioning them. And maybe we were foolish. They won the Europa League. They beat the best team in Europe, in the world, in Germany,
football,
undefeated season, and they beat that team easily. They can
Hey,
maybe
aren't
win.
you starting to
Scudetto.
feel a little bit the heat that
No.
you thought that you were locked a little bit? Inter
No.
has got the best
First
team.
off, you're
It's
the only
double
one that
stock.
said that Inter
It's double
was locked.
stock on every position. They got nothing but the best. They got everything for cheap. Actually, no fee for Zielinski and who else, Taremi and all the stuff.
I
So
think-
technically, you've been
I want to stay on
Control
topic.
him.
I
You
want to
gotta
stay on
control
topic.
him.
you little bit, murky water, I will say. You just muddied the water too much in the beginning, and now you wanted to, clear the water little by little. But I gotta tell you, you have a lot of people coming at you. Be careful, not you personally. I
Lock his doors.
listen,
gotta
Didn't
lock
he
his
just draw
door.
the plans for your house too? He's going to make the roof fall. You better be careful. Get him checked by somebody
no,
else.
he's gonna enter from the roof.
Am I flying?
You know the thing that I like it is competitive, and I think that obviously Inter is not running away with it. Nobody's running away with it. And there's also the counter argument. Some people say this shows that Serie A is not that good of a league because there's so much discrepancy. I don't like that argument, and I think when it's with the other leagues, everybody always says the opposite. When the Premier League is really tight, people are like, oh, it's because it's such a good league. What were you going to say?
I was saying Inter beat Arsenal 1-0. They tied 0-0 Man City. Lazio in Europa League
Milan
is in
beat
first
Real.
place.
Oh, thanks
Milan
for
beat
remembering
Real.
that, Mike.
Milan beat
Real.
Real.
Atalanta and Inter
So,
have conceded 0
Atalanta-
goals in Champions League.
And
so far.
Atalanta could have even beaten. They should have beaten
should have beaten
Arsenal.
Arsenal.
They should have
They got
easily
And Inter
beaten
rotated
Celtic.
5 starters.
Yeah, so it's so hard to pinpoint this league and that league.
Yeah.
There's very different styles, but definitely what I could say, 100%, Serie A has the most bang for your buck. The money that Premier League teams spend,
Well
you
said.
should be dominating
Well said.
in Europe. And the Italian teams know how to make a little money.
Make it
Sing.
efficient.
You know
And
what
we
I
are on
really
the
love?
up and up. Technically speaking, we
Yeah.
are on the up and up. If we're starting to get some cash and some investor to put
Well,
to
we need
dough,
stadiums. We need stadiums.
We need not the stadium we have. We need a better
No,
stadium.
we need to be able to build
That's what he
stadiums.
means.
That's right.
You know what I love, though? I love that every week that I watch Serie A, there's a result that I'm like, how did this happen? I love that. And I love that there's different games. Like, Como has beaten Atalanta. Atalanta was amazing. Como will beat them. Monza will tie Inter. Empoli will beat Roma. Every week, you don't know what is going to happen. Juventus will tie against Empoli. It's so difficult to predict what's going to happen. The league is like a bettor's nightmare because of how the discrepancy is. For me, that makes it fun. And we have different types of football within our league. You could see one game that's very tactical. Inter Napoli was very contained. Don't make too many mistakes. Beautiful battle. But then there's also Inter Juventus that was 4-4. So there's, even within the same league, the different matchups, you get a different type of football. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, and even the smaller teams are playing. Como plays.
Parma.
Parma
You
is
don't
gonna.
see Catenaccios anymore.
They're gonna work on the transition, but they're gonna, beat you. They're gonna
have
try
more
to figure out a
courage.
way to go and attack.
The locksmith
So-
they have left town. There's no more
there's very,
Catenaccios
there's
in
very,
Italy,
there's
period.
very
It
few.
You do
evolves,
see it.
yeah.
I mean, you do see it. Depends
For
on
the most
what do you
part.
make of it.
Empoli, D'Aversa, and he's done a great job too. So listen, soccer is beautiful because it's subjective, right? And maybe you don't. I know you were arguing with Mike Grella on CBS, but
What were you
in the
arguing
end,
about it with
if you win,
Thought about Napoli.
you're fine. If you don't win, there's the issue.
I don't know. The big argument was about Napoli. He just doesn't like the style of football that Conte is playing at Napoli. But
Neither
for me, it's an edge. They're competitive. They were 10th place last year, and look, he's making a team that finished in 10th challenge for the league title, and I think he's doing it in a smart way. You watch the game against. You watch the 3 games that he's had so far. They're really big tests. I mean, Atalanta, he lost and he got spacked really bad. But the one against Milan, he won. The one against Inter, again, away from home in San Siro, he tied. Then he went to Torino and he tied against Juventus. Those games you don't have to win. You have to not lose. And I think he knows there's enough of the smaller games, which the other teams are going to start slipping up. And he's making the calculation in his head. That's where I'm going to help win the title.
Been a little lucky,
You're
dog.
shaking
Been
your
a
head.
little
No,
lucky, a little
listen,
lucky.
when Conte started with Juventus the first year, it didn't look pretty at the beginning. He was playing the 4-4-2, but then little by little he adjusted. Then the team, he changed a few players. That team, Napoli, maybe yesterday was not excited, but it could be an exciting team. I mean, you got Politano on one side, you got Kvaratskhelia on the other side. Those are very creative players, and they can make some good runs on the wings. And then in the middle, Anguissa is a good player.
They have Neres off the bench also.
Yeah,
didn't come
Lobotka
in.
is a good player. This guy that yesterday was
McTominay.
McTominay.
Gilmore.
That guy is, I think, is
He's
a
everywhere, right?
Yeah, he's
Gilmore
everywhere.
disappointed me in the game. I was very frustrated with Gilmore. Gilmore. the
Yeah, Gilmore.
regista.
Well, then he changed them. Gilmore.
He was
And he
losing.
put
He was
Lobotka.
losing. He was losing too many balls. And then
But
it wasn't
Lobotka,
calm
I
enough.
think he belongs there.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
he goes-
definitely.
so the team maybe he's got to, get a couple of ties. Is trying to get so that he stays there. He's in first place. He wants to stay in first place. So maybe he's got to play a little bit defensive at times. Yeah, they might have 10 players inside the area, but maybe little by little, this team is going to come out and then it's going to show.
That's a good point.
They don't have it. They
What-
don't have
what-
it in the
what-
Campionato.
what-
They still have Butterfinger over there on the goal on the net. Look at that. He got couple times the ball deflected in the last 2 games. I mean, a goalkeeper of that
his hands
caliber
were-
should be able to deflect that ball.
The
very
ball
nice
was
and easy.
moving. It was well hit.
Spina would have saved that, Anto.
Pete, those are savable. The same way Magnani got the second
I
goal.
think
from,
he should have saved
He
it.
could have saved
from
it.
Kvara.
When
But-
you have a ball to hand, they say the goalkeeper's supposed
Yeah.
to save it, right? And he had a pretty good hand to that.
Mike,
I'm agreeing with you.
Kvara's goal on Magnan, that was 100. I could have saved the ball. I could have actually blocked
right.
it.
Okay, but
That was very much savable. And then the, you were saying, oh, Napoli went to Milan, they won to Milan. They got lucky.
Yeah.
They got lucky. That game, AC Milan played well.
Napoli had this.
Played well,
saying
and we
Milan.
deserved it at least to tie
No.
or win the game too.
Come
you know
on.
what? Let me zip my mouth. I
Hey,
got
and
more
even
goals.
this game
I
against
got
Inter,
friends
I know
over here,
we're
right?
saying
I
that
got
they,
Rosario over there,
I know that
and
we're
I
saying they
like what I
played
said.
defensive, but I think a 1-1 was a fair result. Napoli had chances. They could have even won the game at the
At
end.
the
I know
end,
you
yeah.
missed the penalty kick,
Simeone
but
had
no,
a
they had a couple
chance.
chances.
And in
missed
the
a couple
first half,
chances, too.
they had
Yeah.
a very good chance.
They played smart. What are you going to do? Go play an open game against
The
Inter?
crossbar was boom.
I think Kakan almost broke the crossbar. What'd you make of the game from an Inter perspective?
Going to Inter Napoli, I mean, it's a game that you have to win, right? You want to show the dominance in the league. You want to scare the opposition. You want to take on the first place team, and I think Inzaghi did everything right, and unfortunately up top we weren't. We didn't have it. Lautaro was off.
Terrible.
Thuram was off.
was
Chances in front of goal that we usually finish, we didn't finish. So, a lot of credit is given to Napoli. Conte knows that to win the league, you can't lose in these games.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need to win the rest. So he had a set game plan, and like Gaetano said, they have quality players. So even if you can defend for 90 minutes, you get that one chance with the players that they have. They can score. And, it wasn't it was a defensive approach, but at times they were able to create some issues
They picked their moments.
for Inter. Like I said, Inter, offensively, they look great. I mean, even defensively, you can tell the difference when Acerbi is there. He manhandled Lukaku. And Lukaku obviously got abused by the Inter fans. And, already 2 games that he's played in Milano after, coming back to Serie A, he did not look himself.
On that note, Acerbi won every single ball. Yeah. And I remember Mike sat here a couple months ago saying Acerbi should still play for the Italian national team at 36 years old. And we all went after him. And since then, well, also Haaland one time, but he pocketed Haaland the second time in the Champions League. Mm-hmm. That's 2 times that he's played him. And then what he did to Lukaku, I mean, that should be studied in old school defending.
Yeah.
Your boy, Acerbi.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a quality, especially he's an old school, like, no BS defender, and he has that grinta in him that I feel like a lot of these younger center backs nowadays, they don't have that. And I feel like these younger, more softer center backs can learn a lot from him. I'm not saying for him to start for the Azzurri, but I think he merits a call-up just because of that, just from learning that kind of football. He's a little bit more as a man-to-man center back. I think he's a top player.
Buongiorno was really good, though. In terms of the youngsters that understood, I thought Buongiorno did a great job.
I think if the World Cup was next year, you could have called him, but the World Cup is in 2 years.
He'll be 38 years old.
Yeah, he's not. But the guy is a great defender. I mean, he was glued to the back of Lukaku. And even when Lukaku was... Because Lukaku always plays with the back to the goal. He gets the ball. Nobody can take the ball away from him.
And holds
this guy, Acerbi, he stuck his foot on top.
Up his ass.
Yeah.
I think you were watching something else.
And it was unbelievable.
Bang!
Yeah, really good, good style defending. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was great.
And even Çalhanoğlu, even though he missed the penalty, I mean, the shot that he took, and, like Acerbi, him in that midfield as a regista that also knows how to break the plays. It was
he did
something
it
that
one
we
time
missed.
that was crazy good.
We missed for a long time.
I don't remember who he tackled on one occasion, and it was such an important tackle that he made. So I enjoyed the game. I don't really learn anything new, I don't think I would say. I don't have any major takeaways from it. I thought that Napoli was a contender. They still are. I thought it would be a 1-1. I thought it would be a tie, and it was. So it's one of those that moves on, and I think, I know if you're an Inter fan, you want to win, and if you're a Napoli fan, but for the rest of us, as general fans, a tie was the best case scenario because it just keeps the table really tight.
Everybody was expecting a tie. Me, Mike, and Enrico, we were watching the game
all
at the
said
studio
tie.
over here. We all said tie.
I said
So,
Napoli.
You said Napoli?
Yeah,
You thought
it
Napoli
was
would?
an hard-fought game on midfield. I mean, they stuck up all the midfielders that were just trying to
Inter's
outdo
midfield's
each
a lot better
other.
than
So,
Napoli's.
I don't know. Nothing really exciting, but the way the teams that were technically put it on the field, it actually showed that nobody wanted to lose the game, and the chances that you miss, those are the ones that you pay for. So Inter missed the penalty with your Chala, no goal.
All right.
And then
He scored.
Huh?
They scored. I don't know why they gave him that much space.
Yeah, you're right. It's not Chao. No
I'm
goal.
surprised they
He
gave
did
him
score.
that much
Yeah,
space
but
to
he missed
score.
the penalty.
All right. He was 19 for 19 at that point. So he missed was one.
Though, I was so shocked. Like, you wouldn't think Conte's men would allow that much space to someone like Hakan.
They were all in their box.
That could know.
Yeah,
they
they
could
were,
shoot those bullets from there.
They did well.
Yeah, everywhere else for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part, but that they missed. But Conte complained about the VAR, and he complained about the penalty. And he said
It was not a penalty. For me, it was
not a penalty. So
For me, it's not a penalty kick. I'm
Go
going to
ahead,
pull up
go
his
ahead.
exact
So
quote,
for
but
me,
go
it
on.
was not a penalty kick. But I heard the comment of a Serie A referee who's now retired. And he said that the referee was 3 yards away from the action. And for him, it was a penalty. And Conte was complaining why he didn't go to the VAR. And he said he does not have to go to the VAR because he's so close to the action that he saw exactly what happened. And if he goes to the VAR, in the VAR, you cannot see the intensity and the pushing and of that foul. But if you're 3 yards away, you can. So according to this Serie A retired referee, that was a penalty. It was the right call, and you don't have to go to the VAR.
Yeah, but
So his exact quote was
yeah.
VAR can intervene only when it's convenient. If there's a mistake, it needs to fix it, period. The mistake is outrageous. The referee needs to at least go see it in the monitor.
But watch. What I seen is this. during the process, okay, it's a penalty, so he called the penalty, whistled the penalty, so everybody, all the Napoli defender and players, they went all the way up to him, Di Lorenzo, they were touching the ref. I said, hey, the guy said, I'm listening. So if you are listening, they must have told from the VAR, hey, you made it a call, give it a penalty.
Yeah, we know this.
So why, if there was some question mark, the VAR did not call?
Because there's not.
The
It
referee-
has to be
clear
clear and
enough.
obvious.
For
to
the
all
referee,
interview.
there was no question mark. He was right there. If it was a midfield and the action was inside the area, maybe
Listen, let's not act like it was not a dive. There was contact. I don't like that contact being given. But
was
either way,
contact.
there's contact. So if they would go to the VAR and it was a complete dive,
It's not like
then
it was
okay, then they could
simulation or
intervene.
Listen, I want to also defend Inter because guess what? Conte could come out and say that, and I get it. He's going to come out and say certain things. And, we see the protocol with VAR and how we have difficulties even with the protocol. But Napoli got a penalty a couple of weeks ago, and he didn't say anything about that.
course.
That was very weak.
And what about you
That
guys?
was very weak.
And what about you
Hold
guys?
on.
When they tie it on the 93 minutes and Marotta said, don't worry about it.
No, that's natural.
No, I know, but he said... You know
First,
what I
it was
mean,
a
right?
handball, and it was a foul.
Check is in the
So,
middle. All right. Never
What
mind.
are we going to do arguing about a penalty kick? They gave it. We understand. Guys, if you watch Serie
should
A,
write a letter
if
out,
if
though.
any of you guys
should
were
write a letter.
it's not just
surprised...
Serie A, it's everyone's having problems
No,
with VAR.
but Serie A
Barcelona just
especially.
took Lewandowski's goal
Serie A
away.
especially, it's very light.
We need to end
If anybody was surprised that was
In
Given-
general, listen, in general, I agree. You cannot stop the game every 30 seconds. I go crazy when every 30 seconds you stop for everything.
This is different.
And now there was Miranda, okay? The guy did not touch him. El Shaarawy did not touch Miranda went on the ground crying and screaming.
Give him a yellow.
And then I saw the replay. El Shaarawy never touched the guy, and the guy is yelling and screaming. There was not a yellow card for El Shaarawy. There was a yellow card for Miranda.
Spanish
So
football
those things to me, they should be shown on TV after at Domenica Sportiva and Sky. They should show that.
Embarrass him, right? On the
Embarrassing in
newspaper.
front of everybody.
Gaetano, you know what? You showing them is not going to do anything. You have to come up with a punishment, okay? You fake that thing, you're getting one turn disqualified.
okay.
No,
That's
but
it. I would have done that.
So it's too light.
That's
There's too many whistle on the game. You interrupt the game all the time. You have to let the game go. And then when it's really a foul, then you go. I mean, every time you go like this, and the guy's on the ground
And you hear
screaming
the
and yelling.
screaming.
Come on.
Mike, you hear the screaming?
I
too?
heard it just like that. You
How
said
did it go?
I didn't want to say that. We're live right now. I mean,
What?
oh, you're going to see the screaming on the. Oh my God! I said maybe this guy's about to die.
How did you scream?
What the hell? Not
All
even
right.
kindergarten people. they
Anto, you
scream
do
like
that when you play football.
No, I don't.
That's true. Even worse.
Accurate. on the story of Roma.
But I don't fake.
Since you talked
I
about
don't
Roma.
fake.
You don't fake. You
I
don't. Fake.
don't.
You just cheat with this extra.
Mr. Producer,
score.
do I fake?
On the story of Roma, what a disaster!
Oh, I
what a
feel bad.
disaster! Juric
Oh, mamma mia.
officially sacked. He had the worst average points by a Roma coach in the last 20 years. 4 losses in their last 5 Serie A games. They lost to Bologna in a game that you had to win. I mean, I think no matter what, he was probably going to be sacked. But the fact that you lost at home to Bologna just made it even worse. The team is so mentally weak. When they score, you know they're not going to keep a lead. When they get scored on, you know that they're not going to come back. I mean, it's so obvious what they're going to do. They can't defend well. They're not creative in the attack. They sack Juric, which I do feel bad for Juric. I don't think that it's all his fault. I think that Roma have shown that their problems stem from way above. We all said it. De Rossi should not have been sacked.
And who
It was a
knows, he's
wrong
chilling on the
decision.
bench.
Now, guess what? You're paying another coach for the end of the season because you made a wrong decision at first and you're not going to go back on it. The rumor is that De Rossi is not going to be brought back despite him being under contract for another 3 years. They said that they don't want him to come back. Roma have hired an outside agency to help them pick a coach because they are not listening to Ghisolfi, their direttore sportivo. They hired an agency to come up with a list of names. And the list of names, according to these reports, Roberto Mancini, Max Allegri, Rudy Garcia, Perisic, and Lampard are the latest names. You're rolling your eyes.
Lampard
Yeah,
is
come
out.
on, Lampard. let's not make a mockery of this. It already is. It's already a mockery.
He's about to get the Coventry job too. So
The commentary job.
Coventry.
the team.
Coventry's in championship.
That's what I'm saying. So
And you're going to bring him to Roma?
I know, but I'm just saying the rumor.
The commentary.
What option do you like best?
What option I like?
Mike, hello.
Is there none of the above?
making fun of
Because
No.
I just think that the way that they're going about this is all just confusion.
a lot of
There's a lot of
speculation.
confusion.
I'm sure.
You don't. So you hire somebody and you don't trust them to run your club. That's like saying the CEO of Vita. You hired him. You're paying him his salary, and then
You hire
Hey,
Antonio.
you
He-
sitting
he
right
doesn't
next
do
to
anything.
the CEO of ITA, okay? You're sitting
it
right
does.
next to.
It doesn't make any sense. So now you're hiring an outside agency. What are they gonna do any different? Like you're not able to identify Mancini.
Yeah.
Like you need to get an agent to tell you to go after Mancini. You have to know what are your clear objectives.
Well, it's
What are
not
you
working,
looking to
so
do?
that's why.
Not
It
working.
it hasn't worked their decision
that's-
making, so that's why they're doing
There's
this.
an issue.
I
There's
don't
an
think
issue,
hiring an
and
outside
an
agency
issue.
is a solution.
There's an issue, and it looks bad. And guess what? The Roma fans are not stupid.
And what they're
and-
gonna do? What they're gonna do?
I don't know what they're going to do, but it's not about what they're going to do. It's just it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a pretty sight when you see the stadium already is half empty. The fans have given up. They don't believe in this project. They don't believe in the Freakin'. The only thing he can do is either he starts winning or he's gonna have to pack his bags.
I don't think there's any going back for the Freakins. Roma's obviously close to your heart. How do you feel about the situation?
Well, the freaking, you can tell that they don't know. They have no idea what's going on in this group. I mean, they are businessmen which have no idea about football. So they should. You hire somebody to do the job. Let the guy do the job.
Yeah.
This is not. You have a direttore sportivo. Let the direttore sportivo do his job. I mean, it's not all the coach's fault. The coach, whoever you get there right now, it's a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very difficult to do something about this team. The players, they see that they're so confused that they don't know. They get a coach, but they don't have the players to play that style. JURIC plays, and then so now who you going to bring in that matches the style of the players that you have? It's a total disaster.
Who would you get? Out of the names that I mentioned,
Probably to bring some
Stability.
some stability there.
Max.
Maybe Mancini, between Mancini and Allegri, so that they could bring some clear and give us some kind of direction to this team. But whoever comes in, it's an impossible
Give them
situation.
time.
do we all agree that De Rossi should get the call back?
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
We all agree.
Absolutely.
Of course, De Rossi is the right
De Rossi
person.
should have never been fired in
for
the
that.
first
So
place.
We all agree, so I don't even want to go there.
100%.
I assume,
Everybody,
right?
but everybody
Yeah,
wants De Rossi. Everybody wants De Rossi except the freaking.
And De Rossi will go back. I know there's some people questioning. De Rossi will go back.
he will go
He
back
would-
for sure.
He would do his duty.
those freaking freaks. You know,
I
Give me a
think-
break.
Mike,
you
who
know
do you
what?
like?
You know what? I think they tried to
Yeah.
copy ADL and Lotito. They want to micromanage every single thing on their own without having the knowledge. But at least De Laurentiis and Lotito, they have some soccer insight and some knowledge. Those guys, they don't understand anything. They're Americans.
The thing is, you don't
know,
have to understand.
when you are in Rome, when you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. So let them.
What do they do?
Let them play soccer the Roman way.
See, I don't agree with that. I don't think that the ownership needs to know what they do, needs to know what to do. I think they need to hire people
Yeah,
that know what to do. So you get Gisolfi from France that doesn't understand the league. They don't have a CEO. They don't have a clear direction. You need Serie A capable people. That's what Roma has been lacking. They go through this project with they're switching 5 different coaches. Then they get players for one coach that doesn't fit for the next coach. And and also the thing that bothers me the most, because we sat here and none of us put Roma top 4. I don't think any of us even put Roma top 5 in the predictions in the summer. For sure, top 4, we didn't put it, because I remember the fans were going crazy at us, the Roma fans, saying, you guys are not showing them enough respect. They did an amazing mercato. They got the top goal scorer in La Liga. They got Sule, who was one of the brightest young talents
Kept
for Frosinone.
Dybala.
They got Hummels. They kept Dybala. They did all of this. And my thing is, their expectations have never matched reality. Roma is not a top 4 team. The team that I'm looking at, they're not a top 5 team. That's just the truth. So you have this thing in mind, and then De Rossi's not living up to that, and then you sack him. When meanwhile, you should be thankful for what he was doing because he was doing the best with the situation for the way that it was.
Yeah.
Having said that, who do you like for a
I
coach?
mean, obviously, if it was my idea, I would have brought back De Rossi.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
know,
think he would have
next.
sacked. But I think the perfect candidate for this job is Allegri. He's done this a couple of times with Juventus already. He knows how to stabilize. He's not going to be the most modern coach. He's not going to play the most attractive football. But someone to bring parity to a side right now that's not doing well. He can. I know he can grind out those wins. He has quality players, and he's played with.
Why would he do it though? Why would
that's the
Allegri
thing.
go?
But that's why I'm saying in Roma on
Nah.
Roma's side, he would be. I definitely
think so.
think he would bring.
He
He'd
would.
be the best.
4-year
He can
deal.
get those 1-0 wins, and he can bring them back to. He can bring not. I wouldn't say back to like a Champions League spot, but he can bring them back challenging for a European
So
spot.
think about this. They sacked Mourinho because they didn't like the style, despite him getting you to a Conference League final, winning a Conference League final, going to the Europa League
Losing
final
to
and
Europa
losing to
League.
the champions of that competition, Sevilla, in penalty kicks. He did amazing making them competitive. You sack him mid-season, which should never have happened, because you didn't like the style, because you didn't like the defensive approach, and now you're going to sign Max Allegri, who pretty much plays a very similar style to
And
that.
even Mancini is a defensive.
For me, even
better than
worse.
Mancini.
For me, even worse.
I'll tell you my
And I don't think Allegri will go.
I'll tell you my argument between Allegri and Mancini. I will actually tend at this time here to agree with my Greek buddy over here, Mike, because Allegri,
Santo.
I don't like the style,
Umbria.
but is the one that will just bring, like Mike said, some sort of a stability. Whether you like it or not, is style is the style that he uses, more of a defensivist than just on a counter. But Mancini, the last year, he has or maybe a couple of years, he has left in disgrace the Italian national team, just a big stab on the back. Then he goes to the Saudis, and then in the middle of the season, he does exactly the same thing with them.
They kicked him out.
Well, they kicked him out because the situation was not right, and he was not really, receptive to what they were asking him. So bottom line is, what makes you think that Mancini is not going to do the same thing with Roma? I don't think Mancini will be part of the equation on coming and coach Roma.
So
I would say Mancini 90%, get him out. Don't.
Probably the best
I
thing.
like Mancini. Don't get me started. Furious. I love him. I love Mancini. I like it, his style and all the stuff. But it's not the coach for Roma now.
I think the best thing for them to do right now, I would get Ranieri to finish the season.
Because
Let
he'll
him
walk away free.
Let him finish the season.
Not a bad
Let
idea.
him trying to get as close to the top five, and then Ranieri just to take you through the season. And then next year you get a coach. You let him do the preseason. You do everything. Get the players that he wants, and then you can take it.
Ma
to-
Catano,
they say-
Ranieri è Romano.
Yes.
Oh, then
he'll
it's
do it.
Yeah.
I
it's
actually,
a no-brainer.
it sounds crazy, but I actually think that that's a pretty good option. I mean, what's the goal for Roma at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, you're 4 points above relegation, right? When they sacked Juric. I think also the rumor is that they're going to get Carnevale as the CEO next year from Sassuolo, who now you're
Good
talking.
hire.
Now that's a proper project, a guy who understands what it's about building clubs. I know Sassuolo went to Serie B, but I think he could be the really good person for Roma and let him choose the coach that he wants. You need a stopgap coach. Giving Mancini 3 years, 2.5 years, whatever he wants, I think you're gonna dig yourself into another hole. Again, De Rossi, I would do it, but I think Ranieri is actually a good option. My prediction, I bet you they go for Terzic. I'm telling you, I think that they're going to make a weird decision. They're going to get a foreign coach.
That's an interesting option.
I think that they're going to get Terzic, who took Dortmund to Champions League final. The guy did really bad in
It's not
in
going
the
to
league.
cost. It's going to cost a lot of money.
He just
Probably
doesn't
less than
know-
the others.
He just doesn't know Italian football.
I'm
is
just
the only
saying,
thing.
I have a feeling that they're going to do that.
Yeah.
They've always made strange decisions. Always things in quiet, always things that
Right.
you wouldn't expect.
The only thing is, all those coaches that we're talking about, they're not gonna get a 6 months.
No.
2 years minimum.
Right.
Minimum.
They're not gonna go there if you don't get a 2-3 years contract.
I don't even
So
think
now
2
what
years,
do you?
3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
3 years contract, and
Oh,
then what do you do?
see.
Then you fire them again. You're gonna pay 5 coaches.
Well,
my
that's
God.
actually I was
What a-
watching.
what
I
a
was reading
joke.
something.
Oh,
Roma had been looking for this right back for the longest time. There was a right back from France for 10 million,
Who?
and they said no. I forgot his name right now, and they said no from Rennes. Meanwhile, now for 3 coaches, they're gonna be spending. They said 50 million. 50
Oh my
million.
God, that's such a headache.
Yeah.
Imagine thinking of.
I don't know, man. It's just, I just thought, Roma is a big mercato and it's una grande piazza. So it's a shame that we have that.
Assignon? Is that
Yes,
him?
yes.
Assignon, 24 years old, French right back.
The team that plays for,
You know what I find funny too? Just think about what Mats Hummels is thinking in his mind.
Oh my God!
He played
what a
it.
mistake.
He played a Champions League final in June with Dortmund against Real Madrid. He got begged from De Rossi. De Rossi called him and said, "Please come join us at Roma." He goes to Roma, ready, pumped up, ready to bring them some experience. De Rossi sacked after 4 games. He's finally fit. He's ready to play. Juric says it's a technical decision why he's on the bench. Then he throws him in to get his first debut when they're 4-1 down against Fiorentina. The guy scores an own goal, and now they're about to get a third coach. He must be thinking, wow, what a disaster it's been for him
and Dybala
in the last
too.
couple of
He's
months.
getting
Dybala.
paid at
Dybala
eating
too.
pasta right
And it's
now.
so crazy because
Dybala, even bigger.
when Freaking first got into Roma, there was, I guess, everyone was saying like how professional they are, that they're not brash in your face type of owners that are overbearing, that everything was done maybe in a corporate manner, but like behind closed doors in a very professional manner. How that has flipped this year, it's insane. And really these decisions goes to, any business. It's not just about having soccer or working in football, in calcio. Any business. Like, you can't make these decisions and then try to reverse them right away. So they're just in a state of confusion.
I keep asking myself the same question. How? I just can't understand how a club like Roma, a beautiful club with amazing fans that should be challenging, that I thought was going to be on the rise. Really, I bought into the hype when Mourinho was building them up with the Conference League and then the Europa League. I said, all right, you know what? The next year they're going to challenge. The next one, they're going to push. They're going to try to get back into Champions League. They're going to build up youngsters. And I can't believe the mismanagement that there's been. And to make it even worse, Lazio's doing incredible. Just to rub salt in the wounds, Lazio, 10 wins in their last 11 under Baroni, who they also took a chance on him. And all of us, we looked at their Mercato. We said, oh, wow, what is Lazio doing? They were a disaster with Tudor. They got rid of him, Sarri, all this and that. The script has been flipped, and they're the ones that are doing amazing. Why don't we talk about...
Just the last thing. Over 60,000 spectators yesterday for Roma versus Bologna. Can you believe it? Yep. 60,000 spectators against Bologna. These fans, they deserve better.
And what did they get?
I think at halftime everybody left, right? After the curva.
they got Stu. They got Cristante.
Yeah, the curva left. But, that's unbelievable.
Nah, no good.
But you see, sometimes like even Lazio, we were literally saying, "What is Lotito doing?"
That's true.
You were able to get your coach before everybody else with Tudor, right? And say, "Oh, he's gonna have a head start," and then completely
first they
change
get Tudor
everything.
and then they show him the door. Okay,
That's
2 doors.
right.
That was a good
That's
one.
a great dad joke.
That was an excellent one.
You like that?
I love it.
There
just
you go.
dropped
I
everything.
like that. Oh, my water.
Why don't you put the glasses over here?
Is the Derby della
I'm afraid
Molde?
you're gonna break them.
Is the Derby della Molde the worst
Yes.
derby in Europe? Is it the worst inner city derby in Europe?
It is.
There's got to be something worse.
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything else.
No, it can't be.
It is
I
the
guess
least competitive game.
For the last probably 25
40,
years.
48 years.
Juve are unbeaten in 36 of 37 games. In
That's
their
bad.
last 19 games, Juventus didn't concede a goal in 9 of them. I mean, and I thought this year under Vanoli, he's going to attack them. He's going to be courageous. I know he's without Shea Adams. He's without Zapata. That game was nothing. It was Juventus in complete control, and they could have even scored more in the first half. And the second half, they didn't have to do more than they needed, but nothing. 0.
Listen,
I don't get really excited for it.
It was.
Neither do Torino.
I mean, you were surprised.
No, I was led down by false hope.
There's
I hoped that it was going to be a battle. I thought it was going to be a good game. I don't think it was. They need Red Bull.
We were falling asleep over here too. I said, wow.
I tucked on to win that game.
Huh?
I tucked you in that game.
Yeah.
He didn't get it.
We had my son over here. It was just, come on, guys, you're watching this garbage over here. Let's go play billiardino. Let's go play football. We almost left the game in the middle to go watch the
Funny enough, there's talking about Torino. It's like you mentioned about all the old timers and what they used to say about Torino and stuff. It's just a shame that they've within the recent years just they don't exist. Within Torino in a sense that they can't compete. To lose 36 out of 37 games.
They won the last campionato beat with Radice. I remember was the coach.
70.
Radice, no, now on the 70s.
So they did win in 70.
Radice was the coach. It was Pulici. Who else was there? Graziani.
Pulisic.
Not Pulisic. Pulici, not Pulisic. Pulisic, it's top of the line. Pulisic, it's with a team that you don't like.
Was Pecci there?
Pecci was over there. That's right. What a team they had. What a team.
Let's talk about what a team. Cagliari. 3-3. Tie.
Listen, the only thing I regret about the game, I mean, I like the way we played, but I don't like the defensive mistake. Yeah, it's okay.
You can't deal with any crosses.
Mistake. We got the Teao. That's from time to time it gets the. What did you were saying before the podcast, Mike? We were saying another.
Ciao.
Ciao? No, it's not ciao. Tale means look at this in Sicily. Look at this.
How do you say embody?
How can that be? Watch this. Now watch this.
Embody.
Embody. Oh, embody. I come in.
That's it.
That's the Okay, so what I'm trying to say is Leao is finally getting a little by little over the hump.
But then you have another problem.
And then
you plug one hole and then boom.
I always said, from last year I've been saying this, that for me, Theo Hernandez is one of the best players in Europe, but he's not a defender. Not because he cannot defend. It gets lost. It's not a defender.
So what is he?
The guy is a winger. Okay? He's a winger. That's it. It's not a defender.
So I need to play a 3-5-2.
Maybe.
Maybe you could sell it to Inter.
To Juventus?
Inter.
Yeah, okay.
Inter plays it 3-5-2.
I would think about it.
Or 3-4-2.
Well, who do you want from
about it.
Inter for Thiago?
For Thiago? No, for Thiago. For Theo Hernandez?
For Theo.
I'll tell you what I want.
What do you want?
Initially I was high on Barella. But now
amazing in the game.
He was amazing.
He was so good.
You could get Aslani, maybe.
Aslani?
Yeah.
Don't make me say something.
He's looking at the clearance section.
Next question, please. I'm not gonna answer to this. We're gonna keep him. I hope Fonseca is gonna try to talk some sense to them.
You beat Real Madrid. You're on top of the world, and then. So there's too many high.
What do you want from Fonseca?
And you know what the next game is going to be?
What?
For AC Milan?
For Juventus?
Yes, you're playing Juventus the next game.
You already owe me.
And
3 margaritas?
No, yeah, all right.
3 margaritas.
Yeah, right.
What
You never pay
happened
up.
with the margaritas?
Yeah, how many-
Napoli beat Milan.
How many did you
Real
pay
Madrid?
so
How
far?
We didn't bet.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Mr. Producer, how many margaritas does he have to pay?
How many? Mike, you owe margaritas too,
People are
Mike.
confusing about.
I think we
if
gotta
it's
start.
the margarita, the pizza.
We gotta start marking on the wall.
Oh,
Wait,
the
wait, wait,
margarita,
wait.
the drinks.
What did you lose? What did you say?
I said Cagliari where they touched it and it went in. I didn't think who was the defender
Viola.
that touched it? Viola touched
Viola
it. I
had
didn't think it was a touch, but I saw the replay.
And you bet margaritas on that?
before the
Me.
replay. And I was like, no way it touched it.
The degenerate margarita.
Wow.
That's such
Better.
a small.
Mike, and I told you, don't bet. And
I was
then
so confident. I was like, no, he didn't touch that.
my
And then I look, oh, he touched it.
Yeah, how naive are
But these are all fictitious margaritas. I've never seen one person pay for another
Yo,
person.
how much Peter Luger's you was?
how many Peter Lucas you owe me? Hundreds.
Free advertisement for
Yeah, okay.
Yo, but how naive can Milan be? That's another one.
Look how happy you are.
No, I'm not, because I can't believe it. Again, just like Roma, just same exact situation. Milan, we all watch Milan. The biggest problem last year was defense. The biggest problem. 10 teams conceded less goals than AC Milan. And you're going to be a Scudetto contender? And then what do you do to solve that? You get Emerson Royale. You get Pavlovic. You still got the Theo Hernandez issue, whatever. That is crazy.
Calabria, you
That
keep
is
him.
madness to me. But at least the one thing that's going your way is Reinders. Reinders looks amazing.
Let me break some news to you, son. Okay. First
You're
of
not
all,
my dad.
That's okay. I call you
Gaetano,
son
say
because
something.
Is he allowed to call me
I
son?
call everybody son.
Check the
I
paperwork.
call my
Unless
son.
unless you're Japanese, everybody's son.
Unless you're gonna pay some money there.
Some money.
Some
Anyway,
money.
Some money.
we're not out from the contention for the Scudetto.
Yes, you are.
Because
You're way out.
First of all, the Christmas
You're way
Reds
out.
arrived way in advance. Inter and Napoli, they were fighting each other, so they didn't really gain any advantage over that. The fact that they tied the game.
Does anyone
They
think
tied
Milan
the
could
game.
win the Scudetto?
Only one person. Only one person.
Okay, how many margaritas? Another 3.
That's enough of you. No one's. These are the drink.
A dozen.
A dozen,
Oh
not a
my
thousand.
God!
Enrico, you're a Milan fan. Do you think that they can win the Scudetto? No. And Enrico's the most optimistic fan. This guy bets on Milan every game, every match. Yeah, I don't think you could win a Scudetto in November, but you could certainly lose it in November. And for me, Milan has already out of the equation. Maybe I'll eat my words.
Not mathematically though, Anto.
I highly doubt it.
The math is not an opinion.
The math,
okay?
the math is
ain't
not
mathin'.
mathin'. Why don't we talk about the Italian national team before we finish up? Spalletti made his call-ups. We got to play Belgium. We got to play France. Well, hopefully, we finish first place in the Nations League. I believe we need just a win and a tie, and we'd be secure for qualification. Good news: Retegui and Keane both scoring goals, 11 goals each on the season. And Spalletti said, "I could see them playing together because they complement each other." So we went from having a striker problem to maybe having 2 strikers as a solution. What do you guys think about it?
Striker solutions.
If they can work, if he sees them working together, why not? I think
you?
Yeah, I guess they can, because I can see Retegui more as that poacher and Keane that's able to come receive the ball, and he could also, be able to turn because he has, the explosive pace and his ability to take on his man. And where Retegui, every time he's touching the ball, he's able to find the back of the net. So if you're able to play with those 2 strikers, we look good, and it actually works for this 3-5-2. We
are
were
missing
looking,
that second striker.
We were looking
You're
for
right.
that second
Yeah, you're
striker.
right.
So last time we were talking about it, we were talking about Raspadori. Definitely at this point,
No.
Raspadori is not even an equation for Napoli.
Yeah.
Keane and Retegui are on fire.
I like it.
National team is all about the moment and form and how
point.
that person is feeling.
I love seeing Keane do well. I was wrong about him. I thought it would be really difficult for him to find his place in Florence. He scored a hat trick at the weekend, which is just remarkable. And I looked at it. He scored 0 goals obviously last year, but the last time he's gotten this many goals, it took him 2 seasons to get to this point. So he's living a good life. He has the belief of Palladino. The Fiorentina has always created chances. They just never had a goal scorer to put the ball into the back of the net. And the second goal, with his foot, a la Zlatan, the way that he's acrobatic in that, it just shows the moment that he's living. And the third goal, he's dribbling his guys like Lookman. So it's a good thing. And all of a sudden, the Italian national team, we went back to the formation that we needed, but we need to continue the momentum that we had in the last one. When we played Belgium, we played Israel, but we also beat France. We need to continue this momentum, and I don't want to see them slip up now. Buongiorno is in a much better moment. There was some questions who we're going to play in the back three. For me, Buongiorno's got to play. We got to find a place to put Buongiorno. Calafiore's injured, so he's not going to be there.
Still?
Yeah, he got injured again.
Oh man. So
He's always injured.
Another 2-3 weeks?
I don't know how long it is.
That's what I feel like. I'm talking about absent players. In my opinion, Italy's best player, Chiesa, still hasn't.
I don't understand
Still
why
hasn't been
Chiesa doesn't
healthy
get
for
called up.
Liverpool.
Is that because he's still injured, Mike?
He hasn't been healthy for Liverpool.
But
He
we just
hasn't
have
been even on the
we have to
bench.
accept life without Chiesa right now.
Oh, yeah.
We were winning games without him. We looked pretty good even without him.
It's also an issue because where do you put Chiesa in a 3-5-2?
Exactly.
So, we
can't even think about it.
ultimately, he needs to still find himself at Liverpool before he can make that jump with the national team.
Unless you do a 3-4-2-1, P. You think a 3-4-2-1 maybe could suit, or it's too?
It could
it's
suit,
too
but
attacking?
then you lose out on the opportunity with the balance of.
I would
of the
not
team.
move the 3-5-2.
Yeah, you got the
That's the
balance of
last
the
thing I
team.
would do is change that.
Right now,
It's actually working. DiMarco has the ability to actually go forward and create opportunities, which he didn't have when he was playing as a left back. To your point before about Theo Hernandez, he's much better balanced in this
But a
position.
3-4-2, it still complements him.
Cambiaso is also doing amazing.
He's
He
a
plays
player.
everywhere.
See now?
My gosh.
That's a
Did you see
player.
the goal, Weah scores the goal, but Cambiaso does everything to set it up. he made an insane run. So Cambiaso on the right, DiMarco on the left. Buongiorno has to be in the back line for me. He gives that physical ability that the team is probably lacking. Donnarumma's doing really bad with PSG lately. But with Italy, Donnarumma always does great.
So
Donnarumma for Italy is a different player than he is with
plays
PSG.
well.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but
it's PSG's just. I feel like no one. I feel like no one likes each other at PSG. I feel like there's always something going on. There's always a problem, ego problems. There's always something that's not working.
Hollywood.
So when he goes to Italy, it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh, okay, I can see my buddies again and play.
But think about it, Mike. PSG, he went from a few years ago where they had Messi, they had
Neymar,
Mbappe.
Donnarumma,
Mbappe, Sergio Ramos.
Forget it. Everyone.
It was the world team.
Yeah.
And they never did
And
anything.
they didn't win. Hakimi.
They never did anything.
egos.
And they still didn't win anything. So, I don't know.
Icardi, was he there?
Money doesn't buy you happiness.
That's
And
right.
it doesn't buy you the Champions League.
Give me your money then.
Intellectual.
how happy you're
Just
gonna
give
be.
me the money, P.
You got more money than all of us.
How do you know that?
You check the bank statements. Be careful. You should get your garbage out. Be careful. It's
my
not the right
God.
What's on your mind?
So Keane and Retegui, in their respective teams, they are the center forward. There's nobody next to them.
That's true too.
And I think every ball goes to them. And I think finally we can see Keane getting all the balls. You give him the balls. If he doesn't score in one game, it's not the end of the it's okay. You start with Retegui and then you put Keane. You take one out and you put the other one in. Whoever's that. I mean, if the guy is doing well, you keep him there. If it doesn't go, you have the alternative with Keane.
And you keep the what's the formation?
Well, if we don't want to change they don't
I'm
play.
saying you.
They don't play with two forwards over there, but you cannot change. So you put one of them. You put Retegui there, and then if it doesn't work out,
Try it.
You put Keane.
Yeah. All right. Good podcast, guys. Reminder, November 15th, the jersey is dropping, and the beanies,
The
2 for
beanies,
1, buy
there's a
one,
beanie.
get one free,
Get
right?
one
If
free,
you
that's
reverse
right.
it.
Reversible.
Are we saying anything about the upcoming tournament of
yeah.
Pepito?
Sure.
Hey, guys, by the way, is that Sunday? Next Sunday, we have the Pepito tournament. Is that how you're going to
Pepito
call
Cup.
it? Pepito Cup. So our best friend Giuseppe Rossi, again, this is the second year.
Maybe you should describe it.
The second year. Hey, I don't know anything. I'm just trying to remember what we said last year.
Like usual.
It's the second year.
You
That
guys
It's the
is
remember
second
it.
consecutive year.
Second
It was
consecutive year.
a cup that was around for a long time. When he would come back from Europe for the holiday season, a lot of the local clubs will have their teams involved. So we actually have the Napoli club with Ribalta,
With Rosario.
That is going to be playing the Roma club NYC,
Nice.
Juventus club Empire State,
Testarossa, I think,
how
is
can
bringing
the
the
Inter
club.
club Facchetti is going to
How
be
can people
involved.
be involved? Do you want people to
so-
come, or you're not?
Yeah,
letting
yeah, we
everyone
want
come?
Oh,
we want
my
people to
God.
come. Unfortunately, this year the teams are all set. We're gonna have 12 teams playing, so it's gonna be fun.
We'll put a link in the description for anyone that wants the details.
Yeah.
And the food
And-
is top of the line.
Anto's gonna be.
Do they have to
eating
pay
it
to
all,
come in?
right?
No, there's no payment
So
necessary.
if Anto's
We
by the
want-
door asking for money, do not give him any money.
The food is top of the line, and the quality,
idea.
the quality of the games are top of the line. The kid that won MVP last
goalkeeper,
year,
yeah.
it was the goalkeeper.
He's playing for Bari.
Giuseppe Musso. Okay, he's the son of one of my best friends.
Juan Musso.
He has a team in.
He does? No, he's asking me. He said, I don't even. Oh, he has a team?
All right.
Oh, okay.
Anything else? Any
So,
other way for people to get involved, or just you want people?
Where
to
is
show
the
up and sign
location,
up?
Pete?
We'll put it in the description.
Oh, we're going to put it on the
It's gonna be in
description.
New Jersey. As far as getting involved, I mean, for the next year, if they want to be involved, we're looking to build the tournament out to be, even bigger, and hopefully maybe we could do a couple in a year, because it seems like it gets a lot of the fans and even these teams, they want to get involved, they want to play more.
Why can't we make a
Excited
team
to
like over 35 or like where me Giuseppe Rossi, we can play?
We need an over 50 committee.
Wait. You could be the water boy. You'll be more important than the CEO, right?
Did you
There we
see?
go.
Did
Thank you
see?
guys for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Ciao, ragazzi.
And Forza.
Bari, Forza Cassano,
Bari won, by
Forza
the way. They beat
Zlatan.
Salernitana.
They beat